So you need to put in place different strategies. What you've done in your 20s isn't going to work in your 40s and 50s. What do you think the biggest barrier is when it comes to women gaining weight during menopause?
The knowledge isn't there. So we're not realising that you have to start implementing things earlier on in regards to strength training.
Supplements, what's the biggest side effect aside of obviously what would you advise them to implement to help tackle them?
Magnesium is a great one. Magnesium glycinate, that's something I take. Don't just pick up any magnesium and look at the bag.
Hello guys and welcome to Abbzfit. So today we're going to be joined by our lady specialist coach Samina, and we're going to be talking about the struggles of weight gain during menopause and perimenopause. If you find this video useful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for future videos.
So with the women, the clients that sign up with you, one of the main reasons they come is in regards to menopause. They say, I'm going through menopause, perimenopause, I can't get rid of this stubborn belly fat. What is your message to them? That when they're asking, I don't understand, I can't lose this, it's stubborn. And
I think the main thing they get wrong is they think they can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
They think they've got to do some magic remedy. When the same principles apply to menopause weight, to any other weight, you've got to be in a calorie deficit. But now when you go through menopause, your hormones have changed, so you need to put in place different strategies. What you've done in your 20s isn't going to work in your 40s and 50s. So you need to implement a lot of the biggest barrier I see is women are scared to lift weights because they think it's going to make them bulky. What they don't understand is lifting weight is actually going to benefit them so much during the menopause. They're going to get muscle tissue deteriorating. They're going to get bone density dropping. And these are the things they need to sort of try and reverse as best they can. So by implementing strength training, they're going to start building muscle, include that with a high protein diet. You're going to protect that muscle tissue. When you've got stronger muscles, you're protecting bone density dropping. Also, when you've got more muscle tissue, your metabolism speeds up because body requires more calories to burn to carry muscle than it does to carry fat. So the best advice I'd give any woman who's going through menopause, perimenopause, and struggling with weight gain, the first thing I always recommend is implement strength training into your routine. Implement a high protein diet with, plenty of fibre and high fats. That's how you're going to benefit and start to see results. Not by doing HIIT training and loads of cardio, because that's just going to eat into the muscle tissue and make the situation even worse. What do you think the biggest barrier is when it comes to women gaining weight during menopause, or what causes it?
For me, it is the knowledge isn't there. We're literally told, when you're going to hit your 50s, you go through menopause. So we're not realising that you have to start implementing things earlier on in regards to strength training and nutrition as well.
Yeah.
Like you said, in regards to muscle deterioration, bone density, these are the things that you don't see. You don't see your bone health declining. So it's important to include strength training to maintain that. So I know me growing up, it was always about cardio. When you get older, you go through menopause, not realising actually you start going through symptoms. You can as early as in your mid-30s, and some people even earlier. So it's important to implement those things a lot earlier so that you are dealing with the symptoms a lot earlier and it's easier to handle then.
What would you advise in regard to supplements? What's the biggest side effect aside of obviously, weight gain? What other symptoms do you see, and what would you advise them to implement to help tackle them?
Your main ones, of course, that everyone talks about is the hot flushes, the fatigue, feeling really tired, no energy. For them, again, it always comes down to nutrition. But in regards to supplements, I always say magnesium is a great one. Magnesium glycinate, that's something I take, and it's just something that's helped me. I mean, you saw it where mid-afternoon I could just sit down on the sofa and I'll be completely wiped out and I couldn't understand what was going on because I've never been a daytime sleeper.
Oh no, I thought you'd been others.
Fucking shit. But yeah, you saw what it was like. It was bad. I was like, what is going on with me? I could literally sit down and I'm dozing off on the sofa, and it could be a good couple of hours gone during the day, and I'm like, this isn't me, there's something wrong with me. But these are the things that I wish it was more spoken about, basically. So one thing that I always recommend to anyone working with me is when they say my energy's low, I can't sleep at night, magnesium glycinate is the one for me that I always recommend. And be careful which ones you're getting as well. Like it says magnesium, when you're going to your local pharmacy, don't just pick up any magnesium and look at the back, because majority of them are just filled with like bulking agents and additives and anything else. So make sure you're getting the correct one and it actually says what it says on the actual label, not just magnesium. Check the back.
Yeah. Another thing I come across is iron levels, really low iron levels.
Yeah.
And my personal opinion is don't medicate it.
Yeah.
Get it from your food.
Oh, 100%.
You can increase your iron levels from your food intake.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd go down that path before you go towards medicating it, because the medication's always going to have a side effect, and it's just,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what your experience.
Well, remember when I was going through, every menstrual cycle, especially if you've got heavy bleeding, you're losing iron.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure that during that time in the month you are having iron-rich foods, like your spinach, your red meats. So you got to make sure that you got the right foods.
Yeah.
Just kind of like counteract that to help get your iron levels back up. But yes, in regards to tablets, I went through first sulfate, high dosage, made me sick. Literally was making me nauseous on a daily basis. Went back to the doctors 3 months, and literally iron levels had only gone up by a few numbers, basically. I think from a 3 to a 6. Fed up of taking tablets, sorted my diet out, whole foods, nutritious foods, lots of like cheese seeds, flax seeds. And when I went back to the doctors, I think 3 months after that, it shot up to 29. So that just shows the difference.
Yeah.
Same time scale. One was medicated, one was food, and the difference that it made. Energy levels were up again, but you got to make sure once your iron levels are back up again, it doesn't mean you stop. Keep going with your foods, wholesome foods, basically.
It's got to be consistent, as like anything. Like upset people when you lose weight.
Yeah.
You don't expect to just lose weight and then that's it, it's over, and you're gonna like stay like that forever. You've got to
work at it.
That's why like quick fixes don't work, because when they do a quick fix, it gets them to where they need to be, but they don't have to stay there, so they just regain all the weight. Where with our program, we slowly take them through a process.
Yeah, they're picking up little habits. That's one thing I get. I had a conversation with one of the clients the other day, and she was like, I've started doing this, and I've started doing this, and I've started implementing this, and I feel so much more better. And I was like, she goes like, this tastes great, and I can't believe it. And it's like, and I said, look back, look how far you've come. Like before that, you were just relying on takeout foods and everything like that. You now that you're having whole foods and you're eating properly, you've picked up on good habits, you're feeling better. And those are the things. We're not just like cut everything out and that's it, you can't have this. We slowly build those good habits.
I think what we focus on more is not telling them what they can't have. Focus on telling them what they can have. Like I've done it with one of my clients there, and she was eating a lot of snacks. Because they were like, they've got this label on them that they're high in protein and they look good and they're just like, low calories. She thought that was good, so she was just living on them. And it was like, right, we got her so far with the way she plateaued, and it was like, right, now it's time to like ditch these snacks. We fade away from them. I want you, like, we've done it slowly. I want you to implement 1 full meal a day. And now she's up to having 3 proper meals, and she might have 1 snack every other day. But the rest of the time she's having 3 square meals. And she messaged me the other day saying, my energy levels are like through the roof. I've got loads more energy. I feel so much more confident.
And the
she's so much stronger in the gym. And what's that down to? She's got rid of these
bad habits,
stupid snacks, and she's eating nutritious foods. When she sends me pictures over, there's always a protein, a carb, and plenty of veggies on the plate.
And we've all done it. Like, I think I suppose I've always been into sort of like fitness and that, but didn't really get into it. And when I did, again, we're picking up those little habits, and, like the easy fixes. And then you realize, no, actually, so now like the way I eat and the way I see food has completely changed compared to like probably 5 years ago. But I don't rely on those where, like the off-the-shelf, easy fad diets, fad supplements, have this tea and you're going to lose weight and stuff like that. Like when everyone's doing the whole, what is it, cayenne pepper and honey and
Yeah.
turmeric, and you know you're going to lose inches off your waist and stuff like that. Just don't believe in the hype. Every year there's something that comes out and it's just a load of bull, really.
Yeah. Another thing is gym anxiety. A lot of them, like, obviously, because some of these women, they've probably never been to the gym before, or they've been used to just, you know, going to classes where they're in a group setting. And, like, how would you tackle that? Like, how would you advise them to tackle that? Like, if they're anxious about going to the gym, but you were asking them to resistance train,
Yeah.
they haven't got the equipment at home, how would you tell them to tackle that?
For me, I suppose in a way, it started off at home, getting comfortable with doing the basic exercises, getting comfortable at home. That was for me. And then going to a gym that I feel like you're going to feel the right vibe as well at the right type of gym. Some women I know who go just to like an only ladies section where they feel more comfortable. And again, if you go into a gym and there isn't that option, go onto machines. Because in that way, you're going to feel a little bit more comfortable. You're not going to be worried about, am I doing this correctly? Because the machine, you're literally sitting on that machine and, you know, you're going to be following the instructions. It has the instructions on there. And ask for help, of course. But just to start off with, I always say, if you can start off from home, learn the basics. Once you're comfortable enough, then go into a gym. Because that way you're not like overwhelmed. You're like, oh, I know how to do that. Oh, I know how to do this. And have a plan in place. Like before you do go to the gym, make sure you've got like a plan. And if you don't know how to do that, like there's plenty, well, there's us.
Yeah. Well,
there's us to reach out to.
I had one reach out the other day and she was, she's got up to like past 10 kg dumbbells.
Yeah.
And she brought all the heavier dumbbells in the men's section.
Yeah.
I'm like, number one, it's not the men's section. It's the heavyweight section, but yeah. So I said, like, just go over, get the 2 dumbbells that you need.
Yeah.
For your exercise and take them over to where you want to work, where you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You don't have to work in that area.
100%.
There's nothing wrong with going over and moving them as long as you're putting them back once you finish.
Yeah.
No one's going to say nothing here because you're using them.
Of course.
So just go over, grab the 2 dumbbells that you need.
Yeah.
Take them over to where you're comfortable. Do your exercise, your routine, whatever it is, and then just go and put the dumbbells back.
I mean, even now, like, I mean, God, how many gyms have I been to? Even now, like, if I go to a new gym, it takes me a good week, even 2 weeks to get really comfortable, and then feel like I can just walk in and then go to any section. I will still feel like uncomfortable, and that's because I'm trying to get comfortable within that environment and see where everything is.
Yeah, exactly.
So I suppose in this with anyone, I mean, everyone's different.
Yeah. What would you advise? Like, I've had a lot of, again, ladies messaging us in the DMs asking questions, and then they're like, we've tried this weight loss pen. What's your advice on that?
Hate it. Absolutely hate it. It rolls me up. Like I was watching a documentary on it, and the side effects of that pen and what you're injecting into your body, you do not know. Like, unless it's prescribed and it's for that specific reason, other than that, I'm sorry, you shouldn't be taking it. You're looking for an easy fix. Because although, you're going to lose weight, you're not any better off. Like, you're not any healthier. Yeah, you've gone skinny, but overall health-wise, you're no better off.
And you're going to regain it. The minute you stop taking that pen, you're going to regain the weight because you haven't learned any habits.
Exactly.
You haven't implemented any. You've slowed down your metabolism. You haven't sped it up. Because when you do resistance training, you implement weight training, you build muscle tissue, you speed up your metabolism. That's why our clients, by the time they finish with us, most of them are eating double the calories they started with.
The amount of messages I sometimes get, what do you think about this? What do you think about? And they talk about appetite suppressants and stuff like that. And that's exactly what that is. You're just suppressing your appetite. Yes, it's making you skinny, but overall, like, you are no better off health-wise. You're no better off.
And the side effects, like, it's carcinogenic.
The side effects, if you read up on it, the list goes on and on. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but you just need to look into it to know how bad it is for you.
Yeah, but it's just become the norm now, hasn't it? It's just out there and they're just taking it and they're buying it off the street.
The scariest thing is, when I was watching this documentary, how easy it is to get the pen. It's crazy.
Oh, you can just go on these days. Someone on your street's probably selling it. It's just available there, isn't it?
And then I worry about the younger girls, like, because social media is so like everyone looks so perfect, like the perfect jawline, the perfect cheeks, the perfect lips, the perfect hourglass body, but it's all, well,
It's all edited.
well, exactly, it is. Well, it is. And the amount of things that you see and the people calling out the ones who are editing it, their bodies and that. And I'm like, okay, so you're supposed to be a role model for these young girls. Yeah. And then, of course, the women. And it's, yeah, no to the pen. It's the worst thing ever. Check the side effects. Don't do it. You just make yourself worse off. I get it. You want a quick fix, but overall, long term, you want to be there for your kids. You want to...
Exactly.
You want to do it the right way.
And what you're teaching your kids by taking that, you know what I mean? You just...
Well, you see, it's like the bad habits. Like if you're going to do something, your kids are just going to follow and they're just going to see it, so...
And what about PCOS? Which, like, a lot of women, again, going through PCOS and they're struggling with weight gain again. Do you think the symptoms of this, do you just think the tactics are the same as obviously menopause, or the different strategies that you recommend?
I mean, a slightly different strategy, slightly different. Again, you know, some people are medicated, have medication to help, and like, what's the medication that they're on? There's a medication that they're on to help in regards to sort of like the weight gain side of things, and there's some who aren't medicated. But a lot of it, again, is making sure that you've got the right type of routine, like training. Again, food, it comes down to food as well. A lot of it's inflammation. So you've got to make sure you're having the right types of food as well. But strength training, I think, because, you've got higher testosterone. Strength training is so ideal because you're going to build muscle a lot quicker. And then vice versa, losing the body fat.
And then what's your advice, obviously, with overcoming setbacks? Because obviously when they go on these weight loss journeys, the amount of, like, it's very easy for people just to get demotivated, they have a little setback. You know, for example, if that time of the month you jump on the scales have gone up.
Yeah.
You know, your hormones are all over, you're already like going through a bit of an emotional patch. And then next thing you know, you're jumping on the scales, they go in the wrong direction. You've been working hard all week dieting. Like, how do you overcome that, and like, how do you get around that? I
mean, at the end of the day, yeah, it's something you're going to go for every month. People with the regular periods, you're going to go for it on a regular basis. But what you got to remember is that you have not gained, let's just say, half a kg of body fat. There's just no way you've gained that. It's just your body, hormones fluctuating, bloating, you know, everything, basic water retention, you name it. So what you got to remember is that is just during that period, during that time that you're going through your menstrual cycle. As soon as that's over, you're going to go back to normal. Yeah. But fine, you're going to be craving the chocolates, you're going to eat a little bit more than you're used to. Like if you're in a calorie deficit, fine, don't go and completely blow that out the window completely. Yeah. Still try and remain in a calorie deficit. Yes, sometimes it's difficult too because you're craving everything, but don't let it turn into like a 2-week thing. Just get back onto it. That's what I say. Like, we're all human. We have that rough patch. Just get on with it.
Yeah, well I always advise women, if the time of the month is you're in a deficit, say your deficit's 500.
Yeah.
Just reduce it to 200 for them few days while you're on your period.
Exactly.
Knock it down to 200. So you're still in a deficit at the end of the week.
Yeah.
But you've had 300 calories a day.
Yeah.
Just use on a bar of chocolate, for example, if that's your thing.
Yeah.
Or a pack of crisps, whatever your craving is. Use that few hundred calories to have that, and then you stick to your normal meals.
Yeah.
So you're still getting that little treat. You don't feel deprived. It helps cheer your mood up a little bit because that's why we go to them foods.
Yeah.
And then you come out of it at the end of the week. When you go back to normal, your scales should still be down because you've still been in a deficit.
Yeah, it's just like you said, it's something you're going to go through every month. So worst you can do is stress about it constantly and think, oh my God, I've gained this much fat when you haven't.
Yeah.
It's just your body weight's just going to go back to normal. Just go back. And if you're going to continue training, train. If your body feels it can, do it. There's many times I've gone to the gym thinking, oh yeah, I'm perfectly fine. And I literally cannot lift the way that I was normally lifting. And you know what? If I can't get through that gym session, then I just go onto the treadmill. I just go and do something light and easy, and I just get on with it the next day. And if I can't, then just have a rest day. Again, don't feel like you've sabotaged your whole week because your period has come and that you don't feel like you got the energy. Just get on. If you're on a rest day, take a rest day. There's nothing wrong with it. Your body sometimes needs that rest day. And if you feel like working out, fine, go for a workout or go for a walk. But don't push yourself to do something thinking that you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my gains. You're not going to lose your gains in the space of a few days.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this video useful. If you are struggling with any of the topics that we've gone over today and you don't know how to get started or what you need to do, feel free to reach out to us. I'll drop the link below for our Instagram page where you can reach out to us, get in touch, and we can go through different strategies of how we can help you still achieve your goals even when you're struggling with hormonal issues.